Hello and welcome to Liverpool versus everybody. Um, Top of the week. Um, Very nice coming off of a win. Just here to do sort of a what I learned video from our team, certain players, and the opposing team. In this case, it's Leicester City. And I'm gonna start with. I think I'm gonna try to do these a little more often. It's nice to watch the match a second time, all the way through. Pick up some things that you know may not have seen the first time. So I'll start with them first. And what I learned about Leicester is I'll go to some individual players first. Is that Robert Huth is a big, nasty, muscle round scrub. Um, yeah, he's big and burly and slow, and I'm sure he's important for them. But he's a dirty player. You watch that game again, and maybe there's some of you who noticed it, live while it was going on, whether you were there or watching it on television. And I'm not talking about the Mignolet headbutt. That was obviously they were both going for the ball, but there were a couple moments in the box. One where, or two, but one of the two is Sturridge goes down. I think either by Drinkwater or Albrighton, some other white players. I just remember it was a white player, and I'm not. It's not a black and white thing, anything like that. I just remember there was a white body that pushed him down. Anyway, Huth goes to head the ball, and he sees Sturridge right there. And instead of breaking his fall and maybe falling on his knees just before Sturridge or after him or something, he had the presence of mind to look down and see him, and I'm sure he could have broken his fall a different way. He comes down on his back. And I often wonder if managers, tell their players, or certain players just know or want to just go after guys who they know have had injuries, maybe do a little something here and there to kind of test them, if you will, and see if, because at that point they become fragile players, I guess, to opposing players, and they feel like, oh, if I'm a little physical with him, maybe he'll get hurt. I don't know. But then he trips him in the box again. Blatantly, sticks his foot out on another play or another possession that we had. It's right in front of the ref, and nothing's called. So there's another moment where he blatantly elbows Lucas Leiva in the box as well. So a lot of these plays I would as I watched it again, I would put them on slow mo and just see, because it was hard for me to believe how blatant this guy's actions were, and that didn't go, that went uncalled, and I just think that's unfortunate. Hopefully there's somebody looking at the game after the fact, and maybe he can have some discipline moving forward. But we won the game and I'm happy, but it's things like that you don't want to see. Especially with Sturridge, knowing that he can be injury prone, to see that guys are purposely doing things that can can hurt other people, their career and things of that nature. Just something you don't want to see. I also learned that they're missing N'Golo Kante, and N'Golo Kante is clearly the best player that they had last season. We're just breaking up offenses, and I don't know. He was just everywhere on that pitch, and they clearly are missing him. He's a big part of their team, and as I said, I feel like he was probably the best player that they had. So, also I learned that if you're physical with Vardy in a clean way, not in a Robert Huth way, you take him right out of the game. There's a play there in the second half where Vardy's pretty much gonna have a clear shot on goal, or at least gonna beat for pace anybody on goal. He did this a lot last season, and you see Matip just put his big body right in front of him, held him off, and of course Vardy at the end of the day, was crying to the ref and even had some words to have to say to Matip. But Matip's just a man. He was just out there just doing his thing, and when you keep Vardy from when you stunt his movement, and stunt his growth. Better way to look at it, as far as him growing as a great player in this league, which I don't believe he will do. But that's a way to really keep Leicester a boring side. Just keep him from doing what he wants to do. And we gave him his goal. That's cool, but his presence was. He didn't really have one in the game. Neither did Mahrez. We did really great to stifle them. So I think if you can be physical with their star players, if you will, they don't really have a chance. It'd be interesting to see what Slimani can do in there. I personally think they should have kept Okazaki on. But I mean, whoever they had up, they no one was really a factor for their team. Collectively, defensively, we just played so good. So those are things I learned about them, and it was just enjoyable rewatching it the second time. As far as we're concerned, I've been dogging, and I'm the first to if I dog a player out, if I'm not bigging them up and giving them criticism. When they do well, I'm gonna congratulate them. I'm gonna pat them on the back. I'm gonna give them the respect they deserve. And Henderson had a really good game. He had a really good game. A lot of great facilitating, passes from deep, and a tackle. He was good. He had an excellent game. I think his passing percentage was 90% or something like that. He just played really well. And I just hope that that's something to look forward to. If he can continue that good play. But he was really good. And even the first time around, I don't know how, but I didn't really notice that. I didn't notice how influential he was to the squad. But he was really good, as well as Gini Wijnaldum. Started a lot of the breaks for us in our own half. He got some low scores, according to other people who support the team. And, everybody's got an opinion, I get it. But it's hard for me to pinpoint anybody who was below a 7. Seriously, I mean, even Lucas with that bad pass, maybe you give him a 6. But I thought, and Klein had some moments for me that just, straight up Stevie Wonder moments, just passing the ball places you would have thought he didn't have any vision. That just, all respect to Stevie Wonder, he's a great performer, great artist. I hate to bring up your name in a negative light, but I mean, just straight up missing certain passes, I couldn't believe it. But he also had some good moments too. But yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone was below a 6 really. It'd be hard for me to say that. So yeah, what I learned about us is that it was beautiful to see what Jurgen Klopp said post match. He's basically saying, not verbatim, but he basically, just to summarize what he said, was a lot of the journalists are questioning him before and during the transfer window, probably even shortly after, but they had this doubt in their questions of did he really think this team? And he said he knew what he was doing. He knows his team is good. Doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. And you go on different fan channels, and it's very easy for teams to pile up on Liverpool. We haven't really been. We've been an ex-great club for a long time. We haven't really been winning much, and when we got close to winning things, we had mistakes. The slip gets brought up, and Man City and Crystal Palace, and losing to Burnley recently, and all those things are true. And at the end of the day, I'm focusing on what we're doing now, moving forward. And the Burnley game was a blemish. I get that. It's totally a team that we should have gotten points from, even if it was a draw. First 4 games, 7 points, I don't think is bad. I think that's okay. I think that's good. And, I just want to build on the positives and moving forward. And I'm learning that we're going to be just a handful for people moving forward. Our attack is going to be a handful. And I love seeing Firmino on that left wing. So we're going to be a handful moving forward. Our defense is much improved, especially collectively as a team. Firmino just turned into a star, man, right before our eyes. It's amazing how far he's come. And I think he's going to be on the team sheet. I think he's probably the first player on the team sheet every week. He's just so influential, opens the field up for everybody. He's just doing really well. And I know he had 11 goals, all competitions last season, 10 in the league. I think he can maybe double that or at least get 5 more, add 5 more to that. He makes things look so easy on both of those goals. The first one, which I think Sturridge, and I'll get to Sturridge in a second, Sturridge kind of facilitated that first play. It all started with him coming back, playing the ball back, getting it reversed around to Milner. Milner making the pass to Firmino, and then Firmino just completely turning Huth around. You know, with a simple just look, head up, left to right, shot, goal. You know, just spin them around beautifully. And so, yeah, Firmino's just turned into an animal for us. He's just so good out there. And everything just looks so easy for him. You know, the passes, the way he just looks for his teammates. It's great to watch. Sturridge, clearly Sturridge is, you know, I know some people did, and I thought it was unfair. I never questioned his dedication to Liverpool. I think he loves playing with Liverpool. I think he wants to stay there for as long as he can. But he was so good today and trying so hard to look for his teammates and trying so hard to just do his job. You know, a lot of times you saw that he wasn't, you know, in the main striker position. He even caught the ball further in the midfield or caught it on the wing, but you didn't see any sulking from him. He came out the pitch. You didn't see any sadness in his face. Of course, he probably still wanted to play. Most players are going to want to play. You want to see that. That's not a problem. But you didn't see, you know, these looks on his face as if he was let down or disappointed at his position or whatever the case may be. So if he can get that, we can get that from him, then this is going to be trouble for teams. It's going to be trouble for teams. And I think there's a problem on Klopp's hand on what three to play up front. It's hard for me to believe Coutinho won't be in the starting 11 when he's, you know, fully rested or fit or whatever. But I mean, that was a tough 11. I like that first 11. I mean, everyone played really, really good and together, and that's what we got to do. Remember if you notice when Lucas Leiva had the back pass, you know, Matip is clapping his hands, Milner's clapping his hands. I think initially it's the first thought is, oh man, this is not what we need. This can kill the morale. But everybody's clapping their hands, and it's like, let's go. The team's cheering. The fans are cheering, still getting behind the team, and that's what you want. You know, weak teams would fold, and Liverpool in the past could fold. You know, we've seen it. But I just learned, what I learned ultimately is that we're coming together. The team is coming together. No matter what anybody says, we're going straight to the top this season, as in top 4. You know, maybe top of the league. Who knows? I think it's all possible. It's all for us to take. If we can clear up I mean, as you can see, we can beat the better teams in this league. That has not been a problem under Klopp. You know what I mean? Last season, top 4, we got points from all those games, including one loss to we split with Leicester, but we beat them on Boxing Day. We beat City twice, and we got points from Tottenham and Arsenal. So same thing this year. We played the top teams, and we've gotten points from all games. So we haven't played City yet, but you know, we've gotten points from 3 of the top 4 last season. So we got to stay focused against these weak teams. We really do, and it's so frustrating that up until now we haven't really seemed to be able to do that. But you know, we'll see what happens. We got Chelsea Friday night. It's going to be an exciting game. I'll come back with the preview with the Chelsea match. I watched their Swansea game. This video is getting a little long, so I won't go into that. But you know, we'll see when we go against teams like Hull City, who I don't know if I can even put them in that category as weak teams, because they've been doing really, really good, exceptional this season so far, I think. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I'll be back for a preview maybe tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. I don't know. I'm getting real fanatic and disgusting with the support for Liverpool. I mean, it just means so much to me, man. I could do a video every day, especially when we win like that. But it's exciting times right now to be a Liverpool fan. I'm sure for a player to be a Liverpool player, and it's just good stuff. So this is probably the longest video we've ever done. So I'm going to cut it short, and I'll just say till next time, guys.